Hey there again, folks. Welcome back to Omen Exitio Plague. Picking up where we left off last time, we were on a ship. We escaped from the cult, and well, maybe we escaped from the cult. They don't seem to be directly behind us anyway, so maybe we've got some breathing room. But yeah, we're and now we're on a ship going to America or Central America. New Bedford is now a thin line on the horizon. You set sail several hours ago on course for Central America. The captain has modified the course a little to try and bypass a strange fog which was straight in front of you. Is New Bedford in America? Can't remember. Though a little crude, your traveling companions are not half as bad as you thought at first, and the memories of the previous year seem to belong to someone else. Your decision to continue traveling was no doubt the right one. How long has he been out here? Oh, and one thing I will tell you. Between last time, the last one, I checked my achievements, and we are in chapter 3. So we're in the second half of the game now. It's halfway over. You come across Medina on deck. He's walking strangely, and his clothes are covered in blood. His wounds look fresh. Yeah, let's not be an asshole. Okay, good. Good, we're good at medicining that time. You persuade him to come with you to the sick bay. With the right equipment, it takes little time to clean and treat his wounds properly. The wounds are not very serious, but without the right treatment, he would have risked a nasty infection. Medina feigns indifference, but from the way he looks at the medical instruments, you can tell he is a little afraid of doctors. You're leaving the poop deck. And walking towards the bow when you see a steamship in the distance. It appears strangely motionless, as if adrift. Perhaps they need help. Yeah, it's our job to alert the captain here. Captain, I've just seen a ship which looks to be adrift. They may require help. Julian takes out his telescope, leans on a rail, and observes the ship. Then he shouts an order. Hard to starboard. You immediately change course and begin approaching the steamer. As the steamer gets bigger and bigger, you have a strange premonition. Suddenly, the steamer turns on its engines, and the bow turns to face you. Julian pulls out his telescope again and looks at the steamer. Hard turn. Hard turn. The ship is full of armed men, pirates. Oops. Should have kept my mouth shut. Great. Lovely. The Serenity will be unable to sustain a high-speed collision with such a large steamship. It is getting closer by the minute, and if they catch you, your small cargo ship will be easy prey. There are not enough weapons on board to defend us against such an enemy. Despite everyone doing their best, they are closing in. There is a sudden whistle and the crack of a splintering wood. They have started firing. Ooh. Into the fog. Ooh, we've got exactly enough points. So 70 points to... Okay. Captain, we won't survive a direct attack. We have to get into the fog bank. It's our only chance. The captain nods and looks at the pirates getting closer. You can tell he is not keen on the idea, but that he recognizes that it could be your only chance of surviving. The ship changes direction abruptly. The change of direction confuses the steamship, giving you a chance to put a small distance between yourself and it. You're heading straight into a large bank of fog, and looking around, you see Medina mumbling something and crossing himself repeatedly. Neither did the other men look happy about the decision, but since the steamship has corrected course and is once again in pursuit, no one protests. You turn back to look at the men on the steamship. You borrow an eyeglass to get a better look at them. What you see freezes their blood. The men you see all have their forearms tattooed with eye symbols. Man, how close is the steamship and how powerful is that telescope that he's able to see just from like the You could tell if I had a tattoo like that, but I don't know. Maybe I just have bad eyesight. I mean, well, I know I have bad eyesight, but could it be an absurd coincidence, or have they been on your tail all this time? Well, so much for me saying I got some distance from them. Pirates, or rather the cultists, are preparing to attack. While some continue shooting, others are preparing rope lines to board any minute now. However, the first whistle... Hey, the game messed up on me there. And it messed up the recording too. I had to... Thankfully, it didn't mess up the recording for real, but it messed it up to where it wouldn't stop recording, and... Whew! Thank goodness it didn't mess up the file, so that I was able to save the progress so far in the recording. I had to go back and redo the things. I didn't forget anything. I don't think. I did forget to level up Speechcraft before I tried to convince them to go into the file, but thankfully it was enough. But I went ahead and put in the Speechcraft anyway. So yeah, here was the option we were getting. Pirates, or rather the cultists, are preparing to attack. While some continue shooting, others are preparing rope lines to board any minute now. However, the first wisps of fog are already enveloping the Serenity. Maybe try to find refuge. If cultists really are after you specifically, then you need to hide. You run for cover, even though you suspect that it is pointless. It might give you a little time, but if the cultists take control of the Serenity, sooner or later they will find you. In the open sea, there is nowhere to run. Oh, actually, I kind of wish I'd picked protect the ship. I didn't know exactly what that meant. I was thinking like everybody find refuge, you know, but oops. Just before you go below deck, you turn and assess the situation, but the steamship has disappeared. The noise continues, but it's muffled. Everything has been enveloped in thick fog. Even the far end of the bridge on the Serenity is getting difficult to see. The Serenity is now drifting undisturbed in the eerily silent fog. There is no trace of the steamship. The sound of its engine and the shouts of its crew have fallen silent. Your crewmates too are now silent and tense, and not for fear of the steamship. The surrounding atmosphere is surreal and disquieting. Their silence full of anticipation. Everyone seems convinced that whatever is about to happen, it won't be pleasant. Estamos entrando en las fauces de un monstruo. Something about a monster, I'm assuming. That monstruo, I'm assuming, is monster. You don't understand Medina's words, but the terror on his face is perfectly intelligible. Great. It's almost as if time itself is frozen. The fog has become even thicker now, and it is impossible to see more than 6 feet ahead in any direction. Sound too has been muffled. You know the captain is shouting orders from close by, but they seem distant, as if coming from another world. Everyone on deck for a head count. I need to know how many we've lost. A drop of water lands on your forehead, and then you see another between your feet on the deck of the bridge. It starts to rain. The crew assemble on deck. Somebody stumbles and swears, likely knocking into someone else. Ay, maldición. I don't know Spanish very well, if you haven't noticed. I'm not good at pronouncing English, so I especially apologize about any foreign languages. Hopefully it's not so bad that, you know, it's like offensively bad, you know. You're standing immobile as if petrified on the bridge. You don't know which direction to go, and the rain is getting heavier. Now, try to reach the others. You said try to reach the others, but you have completely lost your orientation. You only know that you're somewhere on the bridge. You can hear the voices of others, but through the fog and rain, it's unclear where they are coming from. The sea begins to stir. Suddenly, the ship is shaken as if by a large wave or collision with a reef, or the pirate ship. You ascertain that it's not the pirate ship, and it cannot be a reef. You are far from the coast. It is a wave, and as another hits the side of the ship, you see Medina tossed by its force into a rail in front of you. Ooh. Oh, actually, that's right. We increased our agility. Agility is actually higher than observation, so. Okay, good. Finally, make a move. You take a step forward, trying not to slip on the wet floor and balancing yourself against the rolling of the ship. You manage to grab hold of your Argentine shipmate before he ends up in the brine. In these horrendous conditions, that would certainly have meant death. There are unnatural sounds in the fog, in addition to the screams of sailors. There's something weird going on, and you start feeling this is no ordinary storm. Quick, everyone to their stations. We must regain control of the ship. Now the captain emerges from the fog, yelling and waving his arms. He is trying to encourage the crew to action, to help him deal with the situation. Another, larger wave hits the deck, knocking Elian down and dragging him away. As soon as the wave recedes, you go over to see what happened to him. You find him some distance away, covered with blood and eyes popping. Ooh. At first you do not understand, but then you see that the wave impaled him on a loading hook. You see its point protruding from his sternum, and you realize he has mere seconds to live. The water remaining on the bridge turns red with his blood. Madre de Dios! Medina, white-faced and terrified, is next to you, also staring at your dead captain. You hear him retch and turn away so as not. You hear him retch and you turn away so as not to see him throwing up. The ship shudders again, and you hear a queer noise. Next time you turn around, Medina is gone, disappeared into the fog. Things are going bad. Very bad. The screaming around you has lessened, but the ship rocks even more violently. You start moving walk in the fog, looking for other crew members. I'm not sure what I guess start moving in the fog. But now there is only silence, and the ship appears empty, as if abandoned. Another jolt, and there is a shriek of tearing as you are thrown overboard. Oh, crap. You manage to resurface despite the ferocity of the waves. If you don't act quickly, you will die. Is this a giant squid or something? He saw one in a vision, so yeah, is that what it is? He's seen it twice, actually, hadn't he? No, he saw it. He dreamed it, and then Medina, he described it happening. Ooh, crap! This could be bad. I've only got 4 in observation. Ugh. We can't level up. Okay. You're thrashing your arms, keeping your head out of the water. Look around. You can see a large shape in the water just ahead of you. With great effort, you manage to get close to it. It is a portion of the bridge. With the last of your strength, you pull yourself out of the water. You're desperately clinging to this piece of wood tossed about in the waves of the storm. You have no idea how long you've been holding onto this fragment of the serenity, but after a while, the storm calms and the fog begins to clear. You're weak from hunger and dehydration. Your grip on the wood begins to relax, and only then do you notice the pain in your hands. It is your final thought before exhaustion carries you away into sleep. Okay. Oh, are we Tom Hanks now in Castaway? When you open your eyes, you're already coughing violently. You can feel cold, hard sand below you. When your vision comes into focus, you immediately see a face looking down at you. A young, dark-skinned woman is watching you with a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. She has long black hair, and her face seems to balance sweetness and strength. With some effort, you manage to sit up and look around. There's no trace of your ship or your crew. Captain Elian, Medina, all the others, gone, probably dead. The woman's still watching you with intense curiosity, perhaps even a hint of suspicion. You're about to smile when her expression transforms again, and in a single skillful movement, she twirls around a spear, pointing a sharp tip at your throat. Tu es un des rato. She speaks French. That's French? Okay. I'll take your word for it. Having studied French at university, you understand it fairly well, but there's a word in their question that you do not understand. Word that didn't even seem like French. You answer trying to pronounce the words to the best of your ability. Yeah, I don't understand what you asked, but there's no need for that weapon. Ow! Okay. With another swift rotation of the spear, she hits you with the shafts. I'll decide if I need weapon. Who are you? I am British. I was on a cargo ship which was sunk by a storm. The woman is perplexed. She looks like she's trying to understand if you're lying. There were no storms here. I passed out and found myself at the mercy of the waves. I don't know how long. Look at me. The woman continues scrutinizing you, although she does not seem entirely convinced. She slowly lowers her spear. She then helps you stand. You unsteadily get to on your feet, but you are thankful that you can even stay upright. Recent events have taken their toll. You are hungry and your throat is still burning. She beckons you to follow her and then walks off towards the jungle, which starts immediately behind the beach. She is guiding you through the dense vegetation of the jungle, holding your hand with a grip so tight you doubt that you would be able to break free even if you were not in your current debilitated state. After a few hundred meters, the jungle gives way to a clearing, and in it, a small village. As you approach, the villagers immediately stop their activities and turn to stare at you and exchange surprised comments amongst themselves. The woman is still holding your hand, dragging you through the village. She speaks again, but not in French. You cannot understand a single word she is saying, and you still feel very confused. Finally, she stops, turns to you, and goes back to speaking in French. My name is Aita. This is my village. Many of the villagers start crowding around, and you begin to feel somewhat apprehensive. Okay, apparently thankfully we didn't die. The adrenaline produced by waking in such strange circumstances is suddenly overpowered by your fatigue, and you feel your knees giving way. Aita props you up to stop you from falling. You wonder if you will faint, understanding that your hunger and thirst are reaching critical levels. You're sitting on the floor of a hut, and Aita is bringing you food. There are various strange tropical fruits and wooden bowls filled with food that you do not recognize. You waste no time asking what they are, though, and begin eating and drinking with gusto. Aita is sitting next to you, still looking at you inquisitively. She seems cheerful, as if the mere sight of you amuses her. Then her expression changes, and she suddenly becomes serious. Them. Who is them? This village is not free. Since they came, we have had no freedom. We do whatever they want us to do, and every month they come back here to take one of us away. No one has ever come back. Who are they? Foreigners. They have weapons, and they do things, strange things. All the villagers are scared of them, scared that they will put a curse on us, or worse. So they can do whatever they want to us, and no one protests. You're intrigued. It certainly is a strange story, and you have many questions. But a young boy about 12 years old enters the hut and comes close. Aita smiles. Jake, this is the village chief's son, Farah Tuhiva, but everyone calls him Fuego. Is he fiery? I do know Fuego is Spanish for fire. I think. Pretty sure. Probably means something. Maybe it means the same thing in French too. I'm not sure. Shake hands with Fuego and discover that he also speaks French. Oh crap. Well, which do I go? What should I go with? Are they the cultists? Are the invaders the cultists? That's who I'm thinking. Follow me. Aita silently walks off toward the edge of the village. You follow her and notice that Fuego is walking behind you. Aita turns and gives him a look, silently giving her consent for him to follow too. You both continue following her until you are at least 100 yards outside the village. Aita sits and you and Fuego follow suit. Our people, are terrified and superstitious. They are completely at the mercy of these foreigners. They believe them to be something like sorcerers. But I think they are only men. I have followed them, watched them. I didn't see what they do with the people that they kidnap, but I saw them performing strange rituals. What kind of rituals? I'm not sure, but they meet at a cave in the middle of the forest, wearing a sort of skirt and horrible masks. They all have the same strange tattoo on their arms. It looks like an eye. I never dared to get too close, so I don't know what they actually do during the rites. But I see that they had brought with them the men which they kidnapped from the village. Great, we just can't get away from these people. So wait a second. Whoa, wait a second. So did we just get really freaking unlucky? So were the cultists after me? Or were they just after these people that they've been already dealing with for quite a while? What are the odds? You're stunned speechless. Is it the cult? Here too? But how is that possible? You attempt to conceal your reaction, but Aita watches you closely. She pauses for a moment, and Fuego looks at her. You can see where Aita is going with all this. She wants to rise up against the cult, and finding no support from the people of her village, sees you as a possible ally. I'm with you, Aita. You want me to help you? Aita silently nods her head. Fuego does the same. They must be stopped, but our people are too afraid. I need to know what they are doing with the people taken from the village that they have taken. Then either fight or escape. Then Aita tells you about a small island nearby where the villagers could hide if things go awry. Well, helping do harm to the cult is going to help us, So here's two allies, so may as well make the best of it, Aita smiles, a smile that makes you feel that in another situation, another time, she would have thrown her arms around you. Fuego, though, jumps to his feet and begins to shake about in a sort of dance, accompanied by a low-pitched yelps, which you assume to be a celebratory tradition of their tribe. You go back to the village. Fuego continues his dancing, even as you're walking back to the village through the jungle. You start to learn a little bit more about him. So you're the chief's son. You are an important person then. My father is important. I am only a boy. For now. Yeah, that's how aging works. Rather clever boy. I feel like he's probably not. I mean, since it sounds like his father is being like, yeah, we're going to allow these cultists to take our people, and Fuego's like, I don't want to, I don't want that to happen. I'm assuming he's not, but will it hit a sore spot? We'll ask him about they be positive or negative, or it may not. It probably won't be either. Of course, I will make him proud by becoming as good a chief as him. For a moment, you're struck by the boy's pride, but then you laugh. Aita laughs with you. I've no doubt you will. You must be clever yourself, then. You burst out laughing again. Aita smiles too, but her face is darkened again. Do not tell anyone that I spoke to you, at least for now. Okay, so we're getting some. We're recruiting some people. Okay. Spend the entire next day with Aita and Fuego. Fuego has taken it upon himself to acquaint you with the fishing traditions of the village. He takes you to meet with a group of fishermen who have just returned from sea. Fuego proudly teaches you the local names for the fishing equipment, as well as all the fish and other animals that fill the nets, which are thrown from their boats, which are small dugout pirogues. Okay, I don't know what pirogues are. The women of the village take the catch and prepare it for the meal. Well, our agility is pretty good. Yeah. I can level it up, but I don't think we need to. Okay. I actually got a little worried. I'm worried that we're going to need observation and it for something dire, you know. Nets the men are using are quite different from any that you've seen before, and you haven't done much fishing. Nonetheless, you soon get the knack of throwing the nets and pulling them in without losing the fish they contain. Returning to shore, you give them a hand unloading and moving the catch. Seeing you helping out, Aita smiles. We're being quite the ladies' man. It sounds like. Lorraine, we didn't meet anybody in Delft, but it sounds like we're making some moves here in the Caribbean somewhere, maybe an island. Okay. A large fire is lit, and all the women are busy cleaning fish and certain crustaceans caught by the men. They notice a certain tension in the air. Their noises coming from the jungle. Aita, wide-eyed, alerts you of Fuego. You must hide. Armed strangers with pale yet tan skin and European features enter the village and corral its inhabitants together with angry and threatening commands. They start examining the villagers. From behind the hut where Aita has taken you to hide, you are able to see the whole scene. You assume that they have come to kidnap someone, as recounted by Aita. You raise yourself up a little, get a better view of what has happened, but you actually knock over a fishing spear that had been left leaning against the hut, making a noise. Oh, great. Lovely. Who's that? Is that someone who has not joined us here? He speaks in French. Another man approaches the hut where you are hiding. Aita is frozen on the spot, but then Fuego rises to her feet and walks calmly into the clearing. You're shocked and about to say something, but Aita gestures for you to stay silent. What do we have here? A little boy. Did you think you could hide from us? The cultist smacks Fuego's face, but the young boy hits him immediately back. Unfortunately, his strike has little effect on the man, and after a second blow, Fuego is left reeling and bloody on the ground. The men of the village are immobile, terrified. Gentlemen, I'd say we already have what we came for. Man makes signals to the other cultists, and they grab Fuego's arms and start dragging him away easily despite his resistance. Aita jerks forward and is about to shout, but this time it is your turn to silence her by putting your hand over her mouth. For only a second she struggles and realizes that you're right. You feel a cold tear fall on the hand covering her mouth. Well, that sucks. The cultists leave the village, taking Fuego with them. You're still holding Aita, even though she stopped struggling long ago. You know full well that you could not have done anything. In fact, you would probably have made the situation worse if you had reacted just now. Despite this awareness, you cannot help but feel like a coward. Well, it really sucks that you knocked that spear over. When the cultists have gone, you come out from your hiding place. We'll get them back. We'll get them back, Aita. We will. How? Just us? You don't know them, what they're capable of. Aita is tearful and angry. Yeah, let's go and let her know that we've had dealings with them before. Yeah, she might be impressed that we killed a bunch of. What do you mean? I have come across this cult before. The ship I was traveling on was something new to them. Okay. I guess that's all information we're going to tell her. Yeah. You think of a plan. Have you got any ideas then? We definitely need allies. Maybe we can convince some people. I don't know. Maybe it's possible. Try to think of something. Try to come up with a plan of action, but quickly realize that you do not have enough information. And we're getting little bits of experience. Where are they at? I have watched them, followed them. Their camp is on the opposite side of the island, and there's a cave there where they do their rituals. You have a starting point at least. You will need to see it for yourself to get a better idea of the situation so that you can make a plan of attack. You also need to find out if there's anyone else willing to help you in Aita, or if you are alone. Then you just have to make a start. Okay. Excuse me. Anyway, that's going to be the end of this episode. Yeah. Looks like we're going to try to beat the cultists here on this island. Maybe we can do it. Honestly, we're in a better position now than we were in London, sort of. Well, I guess Reginald counted as an ally. So it's still 2 on several. So I guess the cultists are probably in a worse position here, you know. Like they couldn't get back up as easily as they could in like a big city like London. So anyway, that is going to be the end of this episode. I do hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, let me know what you think so far, and subscribe if you haven't. And see you next episode. Later there, folks.